My number one wrestler so far in 2025 is Hangman Adam Page. I know. Y'all want to say Cody Rhodes, y'all want to say Seth Rollins, but to be honest, Cody Rhodes hasn't been popular since he went against Roman Reigns and The Rock. Like, ever since that whole chapter closed, he won the championship, Cody Rhodes has been very boring to me. I don't think until he turned heel, I'll be interested in it again. So for me, it's just like Cody Rhodes, I can respect what he did, but Seth Rollins, he can't stay healthy enough for me to even get in tune with what he's doing. Like, to me, it's still like CM Punk is running it. And, I think CM Punk is just, I think he's safe. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's safe, but I think he's just a safe answer. And I think he's at the end of his rope. So I haven't seen him wrestle enough to tell me he's the best wrestler right now. What's good? It's your boy, TravTheRealist, and it's episode number 15 of If You Don't Mind Me Asking. And this week is just your boy. Hey, I couldn't get nobody in studio or on the phone, but hey, the show must goes on. And next week, I will start getting some people back into studio. So stay tuned for that. So I thought it was a good time to pretty much talk about things I'm interested in. I'm thinking about making a new podcast about music, movies, anime, and wrestling. Everything that I'm really I love to talk about and love to watch. So why not we do the best of 2025 in those categories? So we're going to start off with best music, and we're going to do hip hop and R&B. So best hip hop album of 2025 so far to me. And mind you, these are my opinions. If you disagree, put it in the comments. But hey, this is what I think. So the best album so far on the hip hop side has to be Clipse, Let God Sort 'Em Out. When I tell you, when they dropped that project, I felt like the world stopped. Their marketing, the content, the artistry they put into that music was like next level. And it showed me what hip hop is really about, because you get these new artists nowadays who just get one single, but it's rare you get a full project as just straight hits. Like, when I say they really took me back in a time capsule, and when I used to just be walking around my neighborhood bumping some hard ass music, they did that. Mike Tyson Blow to the Face, the whole Biggie cadence, the whole beat, still on replay. Birds Don't Sing. If you don't get emotional listening to that, like you never lost somebody in your family, then I don't know what's going on with you, because that song brings so many different emotions to you. And when I say that whole album really don't have too many skips, it might have like one or two skips on it, but it's still quality music. And I gotta give props to the Clipse. Oh my God, I also gotta say Malice. Like Malice, I wasn't the big a fan of him back in the day. I was more of a Push T fan, even though everybody say he's the best lyricist out the two. He really surprised me, and I think he was the star of this album. So I just want to say thank you, Malice, for coming back and, doing your thing. All right, so I got some honorable mentions as well, because, you just can't just give one option. So my honorable mention for number 2 will be Freddie Gibbs, Alfredo 2. Him and Alchemist did an amazing project, from the beats to the lyrics. I don't agree with all of Freddie Gibbs' antics, but when it comes to rapping, he is very special, and he keeps dropping classic projects, and you can't really say too much to him about his discography. He's like kind of like Game to me, where it's like, even though he does a lot of bullshit, the music speaks for itself. So if you ever got a long car ride, I would say put on Freddie Gibbs Alfredo 2, because you won't be disappointed, because there's really no skips on that album. All right, so another honorable mention I would have to say is Nick Grant, I Took It Personal. Nick Grant, if you don't know, he is a rapper's rapper. If you need a IG quote or a photo quote, like, just listen to his tape, because you'll get a bunch of them. His music took me back to that time back in like early 2000s when Kanye West and Lupe Fiasco was rapping. He is so good that I don't think people talk about him enough, and that kind of upsets me a little bit, because I think he needs a lot more exposure than what he is. I don't know whether it's because of the label he with, or he just like, I don't know, he's independent, but his music needs more exposure. So I want to shout out Nick Grant right now. I Took It Personal. My last and final honorable mention will have to be Larry June and 2 Chainz, Life is Beautiful. And if you like luxury lifestyle raps, that is the one. That album is so smooth. I think Alchemist is on that one as well. And when I tell you that 2 Chainz never disappoint, like, you can't put this dude in the box. Like, he can do trap, he can do luxury, he can do straight hip hop, he can do just modern things. And he's like, I think in his 40s. Like, we talking about old rappers who still doing it. 2 Chainz is up there, and I think he needs his props. And Larry June, he has been doing this thing for a long time. To me, Larry June took the torch that Dom Kennedy put down. If you don't know me, I'm a big Dom Kennedy fan. Yellow Album, Get Home Safely, 2 of my favorite projects ever. I'm waiting for Yellow Album to get out on streaming. I know it's a lot of things when it comes to the sampling, but when Dom kind of took it down, Larry June took it to the next level. So when I say Life is Beautiful is a great album, it's a real great album. Okay, so now the next subject is going to be R&B albums. And I know it's a cheat code, but I got to say Leon Thomas, Mutt Deluxe. I know he dropped in 2024, but he re-released it in 2025 with some extra songs. And when I tell you Leon Thomas is that nigga, he is that dude, man. Like, I knew him from Backyard Again. I knew him from Victorious, and I always liked his voice. But once he dropped Mutt the first year, and I actually found out all the artists he produced and wrote for, I got nothing but respect for this young king. Like, he's like one of our next greats. Like, he can be up there with Prince. And I know that's a lot, but he really is taking the time to craft some beautiful projects. So I got to give Leon Thomas his flowers right now, because this dude is on a whole nother level. His musicality, his vocal arrangements, like I can't say enough praise about this guy. All right, so I got one honorable mention, which is Isaiah Falls. And what was his album called again? It's called Lover's Paradise. And he just dropped an EP called Lucky You. And when I say Isaiah Falls, make me want to call my lady up and make love, that's what I want to do. Like, he's making some real good melodic music, and I think it's amazing how these young artists are bringing back that old school feel. Like, everybody trying to say music is dead, but no, there's a lot of good musical artists out there who doing their thing. So I really want to shout out to Isaiah Falls as an honorable mention. So shout out to you, man. Keep making that music. My next category going to be controversial, because I'm a wrestling fan. Everybody are wrestling fans, and these are the criteria for wrestling right now. So you have to be an active wrestler right now. So if you're injured right now, you're not going to be on it. So when I say Sasha Banks, I'm sorry you can't be on it, but you would have been on it if you wasn't injured. Will Ospreay, if you wasn't injured right now, you'll definitely be on my list. But I gotta talk about the people who are doing it right now at a high level. I used to be made fun of wrestling all the time by my teachers, by my dad. Like, it wasn't cool back then. Even when the whole Stone Cold and The Rock was going on, everybody would be like, it's fake. I know it's fake, but they put their bodies through the line still. And if you see these documentaries and you see the mental anguish they go through, you'll be surprised about how hard wrestling really is. And I think wrestling documentaries is like one of the best documentaries out there, when you find out something like what these dudes put their body through and what they mental through. But WWE is going to a whole nother level. I'm not a WWE fan because I feel like they are becoming too mainstream, where it's like now you can't even buy tickets or barely even afford half the stuff that they actually put out. But I still got to give them their props on what they're doing on the business side of things. But I'm more of an AEW guy. People hate AEW, but I think they have some of the best wrestling. It might not be wrestling entertainment, but some of the best wrestling. So my number one wrestler so far in 2025 is Hangman Adam Page. I know. Y'all want to say Cody Rhodes, y'all want to say Seth Rollins, but to be honest, Cody Rhodes hasn't been popular since he went against Roman Reigns and The Rock. Like, ever since that whole chapter closed, he won the championship, Cody Rhodes has been very boring to me. I don't think until he turned heel, I'll be interested in it again. So for me, it's just like Cody Rhodes, I can respect what he did, but Seth Rollins, he can't stay healthy enough for me to even get in tune with what he's doing. Like, to me, it's still like CM Punk is running it. And, I think CM Punk is just, I think he's safe. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's safe, but I think he's just a safe answer. And I think he's at the end of his rope. So I haven't seen him wrestle enough to tell me he's the best wrestler right now. But Hangman Adam Page has had great storytelling since the beginning of AEW. His match where he won the championship against Jon Moxley, I was there. It was beautiful. And I think he is a great champion that is the future. I think that if he does go to WWE, he will be a top guy very, very fast. So my best woman wrestler, I would have to say is Toni Storm. Her character development is amazing. I love her character. She don't even need a belt. That's how good of a wrestler she is. Like when she lost a championship, it still don't matter because people were coming to see her. Like I didn't care about her when she was a rock star and things like that. But now that she has this old Hollywood persona, I think she can take it anywhere and be a star. Now, if you want to talk about some honorable mentions, we can talk about some honorable mentions. So for the men's side, honorable mention, I gotta say NXT is doing it, and Javon Evans. I think he's a 21-year-old black kid doing it at such a high clip. Like if you like exciting, high-flying wrestling, he's that guy, but he also knows how to sell. Like he's just so young and he got so much time in front of him where when he does put some weight on and go to the main roster, he's going to take WWE to a whole nother level. Another great honorable mention for the men. Well, I have to say Ethan Page. Like what he's doing with the North American Championship and NXT is great entertainment, and he's a great wrestler. Like he has some of the best matches I have seen. Like him and Javon Evans really went at it, and I can't say like how much Ethan Page really deserves his credit because he really went from the bottom and has clawed his way to the top. Now, I think the last honorable mention for a man will have to be, who would I say? Who would I say was the last honorable mention? I think the last honorable mention will have to be Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher from AEW. He looks like Randy Orton. He has great moves. He's young. He's hungry. And I believe when he actually wrestles, like he's a very believable wrestler. But I will say he's kind of dangerous with his moves. Like the power bomb on the ring apron, kind of scary. You know, the head buster on the top buckle, kind of scary. So it's kind of I like him, but I still think he can use some polishing. So maybe if he go to WWE, they kind of clean some of his wrestling up because I know a lot of wrestlers that he did go against, he injured. But I do think Kyle Fletcher's ceiling is so high that he's going to be one of the greats in the near future. Now, when it comes to the women with honorable mentions, let me talk about Stephanie Valkyrie. She doing her thing. Like she went in NXT and in Blade, then she got called up, and now she's the women's champion on SmackDown. She got the look, she got the moves. I got to hear her talk a little bit more, but I can't deny what she's doing. Who else is an honorable mention for the women? Rhea Ripley. She is pretty much today's Chyna, even though she doesn't have a belt, and I feel like she should be doing more, whether it's wrestling men or whatever. She is still one of the top female wrestlers, and I just love what she's doing. And I gotta just say one more. I know I said I can't name anybody who's injured, but Naomi, the run you was on before you got pregnant, girl, you was that one. You was that one. So I gotta give those ladies their props because honestly, a lot of these women are wrestling are doing a lot better job than a lot of these men. Like I'm watching a lot of these shows, especially NXT, for the women more so than the men. So it's amazing how far women came from the whole bikini matches and all this, you know, sexual matches to actually put it on classics. Like they're doing their thing, and the storytelling is top tier. The next category, we gotta say top movies of 2025 so far. And you know, I gotta say, Demon Slayer Infinity War. So far, it's made $581,000 in the box office. It's ranked number 7 out of all movies when it comes to gross and revenue this year. And it's amazing how far anime have come from, you know, just being on DVDs and people making fun of people running like Naruto. And now you got these animes doing these great movies, and it's up there. And it's funny, when I was looking at the top grossing movies, all the movies that are top grossing are all like Disney animated movies. It's rare that you see any live people in these movies that are doing like great numbers now. Like everything now is either Disney or Pixar. But right now, Mappa, these anime production companies are raising their game right now. All right, so honorable mention, I gotta say Sinners. I seen Sinners beginning of the year. It was a great movie. Love Michael B. Jordan. I love the whole cinematography of the movie and what it actually represented, and it actually is still holding up. Right now, it's ranked number 14 when it comes to top grossing movies, making $367,000 right now so far. And my last honorable mention will have to be Superman. I'm not even that big of a Superman fan, but I enjoy the movie. And I really enjoy Guy Gardner, the Green Lantern, when they had the middle finger go up, taking out the tanks and things like that. I think they really set that movie up to go long term. Like with Mr. Terrific, all of them. Like I fell in love with the characters outside of Superman. So whatever they do, DC wise, I think they're in good hands when it comes to movies right now. So I think Superman was a real fun, feel good movie, and I really enjoyed it. So that's it for the movies. The last thing I will have to talk about will have to be the top animes. So let's get this out the way right now. I still haven't seen One Piece. All right. I know right now My Hero is doing some things, but I haven't watched My Hero yet. Well, I watched it all the way up to like season 3, but I want everything to end for me to finish it. So right now, the number one anime will have to be Solo Leveling. Jinwoo, his power-ups, I can't tell you how great the fight scenes are. And it's funny how people say like nowadays these animes don't really have any storytelling. I don't really need a storytelling. Like, if anything, just give me great fights and great content and just build up from there. Like right now, Solo Leveling is on track to being one of my favorite animes of this decade. It's an RPG type anime where a guy pretty much was a loser. He gets killed in a gaming simulation, and when he gets revived, he is pretty much uncapped when it comes to getting his abilities. So everybody in the society have a role, whether you're a fighter, whether you're a healer or an assassin, everybody has a rank. And he finally got on a totem pole where he's as a top assassin, and he got these shadows that be doing things. So I think when it comes to fighting hands and what it could be in the future, I love it. Honorable mentions, Kaiju number 8. I was a hater of Kaiju number 8 when I first watched it. I was like, all right, who really care about Kaiju? Kaijus pretty much are big monsters like Godzilla and Mothra back in the day, but now they're coming to the anime world. And when I first watched it, I was like, all right, this looks kind of simple. But as the story progressed and this last season had you at the edge of your seat, where I can't wait to see what happens with Kafka, because honestly, he's the only person that seems like he's capable of fighting these monsters. Like when I say like the rest of his team was getting their ass whooped, it looks pretty grim, but watch it, see what I'm talking about, and tune into that. All right, and my last honorable mention will be Gachiakuta. I actually just started watching that 2 weeks ago. I'm caught up to episode number 14. It actually was pretty slow to me in the beginning. It's pretty much an anime about classism. Like the top class is all about being cleanly, and they pretty much throw everybody who homeless or poor into this trash-like environment. And if they feel like you're a criminal, they put you in a pit, which is pretty much all trash. So it follows this one kid who thinks trash is valuable. He feels like one man trash, another person treasure, and at one point you actually cared about the trash you throwing out. So everything deserves a second chance. So when he gets framed for a crime, they get thrown down into a pit. He's now trying to get his revenge. And like I said, it started off slow in the beginning, but when I think episode 11, when they introduced Amo, her story, bro, it gave me full Metal Alchemist vibes when it comes to how dark that shit got. And if you don't like dark stuff, I wouldn't advise it. But when I say it got me hooked right now on each episode, I think right now it's on episode 14. It's going to be 24 total. But so far, I think what it has done has put it in that race right now. So and those are my honorable mentions for 2025. That's the best of 2025 so far. If you have a list of your own, put it below. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, put it below as well, because I'm interested in hearing what you guys got to say. And this week's episode is going to be short, man. I ain't trying to make it too long. Whenever I don't get somebody in, I'm going to just sneak some things in because, like I said, I'm thinking about making two new podcasts. One pretty much going to be me just saying my random thoughts. And the other one is going to be primarily about things I enjoy, which is wrestling, anime, music and movies. So I hope you guys stick with me through this whole thing. I hope you guys enjoy what I just did today. It's your boy TravTheRealist. Remember to love yours. Peace. Thank you for watching the video. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. we have similar videos above. For exclusive content, please follow our Patreon, which is patreon.com/BearviewMedia. See you next time. Peace.